Good morning, everybody. I'm Ed Parcaut here with Mike Kelly, and we are Real Estate Jerky Daily.
We are. It's Friday.
Is it Friday?
Friday.
Yeah, it's supposed to be
Friday
like
means
99 today, I think.
Yeah.
Which is good because we got like 4 days of a little over 100 and then back to the 90s.
Yeah.
Thank God it's not the 1990s.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Yeah,
I might do things a little bit differently when I first start real
let's
estate.
see.
Maybe prospect.
98 was good for me. 93 into 4 was good. 94, 95 wasn't that good. 96 was good. I'm talking about mortgage industry kind of stuff.
95 sucked for me. It was horrible.
We did, some weird stuff back then. So back then there was no limit on how much you could charge.
Yeah.
On mortgages.
I remember that.
Yeah. And they changed all that.
Yeah.
Thank God.
And sometimes
companies took way advantage of people.
Sometimes you would help people out. Oh, look, I got all this extra money. I can give you some credits.
Yeah, well, now because someone has asked me about VA today, and they're like, "Well, I talked to this my staff sergeant. And he's bought multiple houses VA, and he's never had to pay closing costs." I'm like, "Well, there's two ways to do it: get it from the seller,
right?
Or we used to be able to have some rebate, and I could raise the rate maybe 3/4, not max 0.5%, and get a lot of money to help do that. Yeah. Today, it's not there. You have to raise it so large, it's just not there right now. So let's not do that.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to go first.
Go first.
How much? BLS jobs report came out today, which showed there was an increase of 114,000 jobs in the month of July, which was well below the expected 175,000.
115?
Yeah, 114. 114.
Yeah. And they expected 175?
Yes, it was a horrible BLS report for this administration, and it's showing there's recession things. They're using that R word again.
It's coming on down the pike.
Unemployment gains in May and June were revised lower by a combined 29,000. The unemployment rate increased 0.2 to 4.3 from 4.1 was the estimate, and that's kind of where we've been at. I'm sorry, I got distracted over here. This is the highest unemployment rate since October 21. Yeah.
So 2/10.
Yeah. We're just going above. We're going back to where our unemployment normally is in a normal period of time. But we had it so low because, everybody stopped working and everybody came back. And there weren't more jobs made. They just came back to their job and a few jobs were created. And here's right now. I want to add the unemployment numbers.
Yeah, I want to see that.
So the year-over-year change in payroll employment, healthcare. Look, so we're all dying and getting older.
Yeah.
So that's up. So when government gives you a job, they take it away from the private sector.
Right.
Leisure and hospitality, which is not full-time work, really. Construction is good. But look at transportation and warehousing, negative 15 points there. Information, that's the Google's, all those places out there, they're laying off.
Yeah. Did it say negative 36?
Yes.
Wow.
That's what's we're starting to see in those two things. So transportation and warehousing, it has to do with cost of diesel and all the other stuff. The other thing, add this to stage. Let's see here. So where are the jobs? Private education and health services, construction, leisure and hospitality, and government and business professional services. That's where the jobs are, or where the job isn't. Yeah.
Isn't.
Yeah. That's 1K. That's not that big a deal.
Yeah.
But private education and health services, we're getting older. We need to be taken care of. And so that's not going to go away anytime soon.
Yeah. I hurt my back. Can't wipe my butt.
I'm talking, totally taking care of somebody.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, we've been talking about this for probably half a year, that this is where we need to kind of go to get a correction in what's stop the inflation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right.
People. So if your loan officer asks you to verify that a check has cleared your account for your earnest money deposit, don't use your app on your phone and take pictures of it. It doesn't work. Here's the front. It cleared my account. Yeah, that's what I was like. It cleared my account. The backside shows that it clears your account. Just give me a transaction history that shows that it cleared your account.
Yeah.
And the account number needs to be on there just to verify.
Yeah.
Yeah, people.
They black it out before
well, it's just different than what
fax it to you.
Well, I'm going to take my bank statement, my actual account number off and this off. Yeah. Well, I didn't want to send that to you. Well, I'm sorry. Now we can't use it because it's been altered.
Can you drive it over to me?
Yeah. It's somebody, a dad who didn't want to send something directly to us or he didn't want to put on the the gift letter, his account number.
Oh,
But we have to have it on there where it comes from.
yeah.
But he would give it to us verbally. So
but
that we could write it on there.
Well, but at least it didn't go through the airwaves and the
We have
Googles.
secure uploading.
I know you guys have
stuff.
secure upload.
Yes, we have to.
Yeah. There's too much stuff transferring back and forth to not have a secure connection.
Yeah. All right. What do you got? You got some numbers?
Watch this.
Oh, wow. There's amazing. Those are like last week's numbers.
Basically the same. 543, 584, 670. It's almost like you ain't ready for this jelly.
What?
I don't know what that means.
What the heck have you been smoking this morning?
Yes. I smoked some cannabis. No, I don't smoke cannabis. No, it worked out. There was a song that came on and I said, what the hell did they say? And they told me, and I thought, I got to work that into my podcast. I just did.
Wow. I don't think you did a great job.
I didn't, but it was in there.
Okay.
Did you hear it? So 670 new listings per day. That's up than it has been.
That's how it was last week.
But it's lower than the 700 and something that it was last week. This is about the same, 23, 21, and 25%.
Internet escrow is getting a little negative, though.
Yeah. Don't be so negative. Listed property, that's good because then there's more property to do to get to the middle one, getting into escrow. And realtors are finally had 7 full months of saying things will be up, and they're not. So sales will be up is down 17.9%.
Yeah, but prices will be up. Look how huge that dropped.
I know.
And sales will be up. Wow.
Yeah. I
because it used to be one, and
this is all of California.
I understand, but listings will be up as one and two realtors before. It was like almost 50%.
Right.
Again, certain areas. I was telling you, Orange County is having issues right now. You know, why are you looking over here?
I don't know.
Ahead.
You're over there, but I kind of heard some comment to the left. So I mean, it's a great market to buy. It's not a great market to work real estate in because there's so few transactions.
Right. And, I was talking to Courtney Buford for Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And he was saying he's doing all right, but he's not setting any records. I'm like, that's what we all are. We're doing enough to get by. However, with the numbers that came out today, and I don't know why it went away, bond markets, we're in 380 again.
That's good.
And mortgage-backed securities are the 10-year is at 382, which is lower than we were back in February.
Right.
And then the bonds are up 40 basis points today. So the rates are improving. And now there is a sense that, hey, in September, they're going to do a 0.5% reduction and that's a 70% chance of that happening now.
Wow.
So what they were saying, they should have probably did a quarter yesterday, or 2 days, whatever day that
Too late.
is. But
Can't do it.
Yeah, Wednesday. And now they're going to be behind. Well, we're already seeing that we're going in potentially to this recession.
Mm-hmm.
But I heard everybody has totally different takes on this. Somebody else said, well, we had GDP is up and this is up. That this is just a little blip in the whole thing. I don't know. I'm really starting to see. Let's put it this way. We went out to a restaurant last night. That's not shocking, but we haven't really been out much. And the place if we all decided to go, and we always set up through Open Table to get a table.
Well, was it open?
Yeah, but normally at 5 o'clock or 4:45 looking, you're lucky only to get a 5 or 5:30. There was 6:30 totally available. So was like, wow, that's weird. So we got there at 6 and it was pretty light. And then all of a sudden it picked up at 7 and they said they were turning people away. But I'm just saying it's not where before we'd be busy from 5 all the way through.
Yeah.
I'm just saying less and less people are going out. The people who have money are going out. The people who are in the middle and below don't have the money to go out.
Well, no, we're very few discretionary dollars.
Yeah.
And people that work in that industry that rely on discretionary dollars are really hurting right now. Mm-hmm. No more facials, no more hair being ripped off your back. None of that stuff. Very few of that stuff is still happening.
Well, it's funny. It's like I get my mani and pedi because you gotta be good for your wife
because you're a man.
Anyway, and I'm listening to this lady. It's like she did her thing, and the late guy's like, "You want to give a tip?" And it was $5. And she's like, "Oh no!" And she gave the lady $2.
Well,
Yep, things are tight.
Yeah, things are tight. Things
Yeah.
are tight.
Yeah. And that's like, you know what, things should be set up to where it's included, you know, in the cost usually, instead of having to tip also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They should treat you like a party of 6. Just add the gratuity.
Yeah, well, I mean, maybe it should just be in the prices.
Yeah, well,
And then
it kind of feels like it is.
Yeah, well, then you also are supposed to tip on top of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, I don't mind tipping, but it's better be good services.
Yeah, I guess
I
some
don't
other
tip just
countries
because of it.
don't tip at
Not at
all.
all. Brazil, hello. Spain, when we were in Spain doing
Not at all.
No, they're like, what the hell are you trying to do? Why are you trying to tip us? That's American thing. We don't get tipped here.
Oh, well.
We only tip our cows.
That was so much fun, cow tipping.
I would never do that. That's just rude.
I didn't do it either.
Yeah.
But I had friends that said, hey, let's go cow tipping. And I just kind of looked at them and said, why? Oh, it's fun.
Not for the cow.
Okay. Fun.
All right. Any open houses on your new listing?
Yep. I'm going to be held open 506 Fleetwood Drive in Modesto, California, in Northgate, one of the nicer neighborhoods in the world, the whole world. Open Sunday from 11 to 3, a more traditional time to have an open house.
Yeah, and it won't be. I think might be a little warm that day. 103.
It'll be okay. The house has air conditioning.
Well, I don't mind 103, 102, 101. It's the 112, 113. That's just too much for me.
Yeah, that's just Africa hot.
Yeah.
Well, anything over 105 is just.
But and 90s,
blazing.
we're going to be in the 90s for another week. You know, after 4 days from now, after starting tomorrow, there's going to be 4 days of heat, and then in the 90s again.
Yeah.
The only problem, my pool's like 77.
Well, and my pool will hang out in the 82s.
But I have a light. I'm light. I'm not dark.
I know.
Our bottom is.
Yep.
Because Marcia wanted it light.
Yeah, we were originally going to go with that, and then Karen said, "I really want that dark and Pebble Tech." And
yeah, I would recommend going a little bit darker. What happens is if there's any rocks that have any iron content, you can start seeing these brown spots, and they got to come and chip them, which they got to do to ours.
Yeah,
and replace it. So
yeah, in the dark bottom, you just don't see anything.
No, it just looks like a regular thing.
It looks so beautiful.
All right,
it's the best pool in the world.
Are we done?
Beautiful. We're done.
All right,
I could talk about.
I don't have anything else to talk about that I need to talk about problems. So,
yeah.
Oh, if you have problems with your social security number, if you have credit issues, get added on your parents' credit.
We talked about that a little bit yesterday, and that's a great idea. Just as long as your parents
have good credit,
There's
easy ways to fix it.
Yeah.
Just reach out to us. It's still available on regular, for mortgages until they make the change, whenever that's going to happen.
The change.
And
so you confirmed the other day that there's a temporary long-term fix for VA to where you can
put out in a letter, so it's good until they change it.
Then change the letter. But you can pay your buyer's agents.
VA can pay buyer's commission in states where you can't put the commission in the MLS.
Right.
But most of the people are going to, if you want to sell your house, you're going to include both sides, or it's just going to sit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I ran into somebody who said that on the MLS now, there's a company out there for $99.
Right.
They're going to list your property and put it on the MLS and give you PDF contracts and everything else to deal with it yourself.
Wow.
The question is if somebody writes an offer, how do you counter? How do you do this? How do you do that?
Is that for sale by owner?
I guess, but it's actually on the MLS. And so what happens is, if you want to know anything about this property, Betsy Hurst called me because we're dealing with the transaction. She's like, I just ran into this for this property that somebody wanted to look at. It was 160 acres, and they did that. And she's like, you have to call this number, and then you put in the address, or you put in and then it'll connect you to the seller.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, cool.
Yeah, well, it's just like some of those other things. Well, the question is, all right, are you doing it legally? Because if you're registered by the DRE or whatever doing that, you might want to relook at what you're doing.
Exactly.
Like get rid of your license.
Yeah, there's a young kid around town that does a lot of video and talks about flipping, and I looked at him. I said, "You probably, the way you're acting, you really should get rid of your license, because you're going to get yourself in a whole world."
Well, that's why the people who really do flipping on a regular basis, they get rid of it. Because what people don't realize, if you have a broker's license or a real estate license, you're held at a much higher standard than a regular person. And so you don't want to be held that in court. They're going to go, you knew this, and you're going to be now.
And it doesn't mean that they're doing something wrong, but
we're not saying
they
that.
could accidentally omit something, or you can't accidentally omit things when you are a realtor. You have to do it right.
Right.
So,
But when you own the property and you're selling your own property, it's different than if you're selling it as an agent or a broker.
right. I think
Just be careful out there, people. That's all we're saying.
Yeah, don't be stupid. Get some information.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
You know what? Have a great weekend.
Yes, I will.
Yeah, me
You
too.
too. All right.
And everybody else out there, have a great day.
We appreciate you. Thanks for being here. And we'll talk to you on Monday.
Just remember, you ain't ready for this jelly.
Okay, whatever that is. Bye.
Bye.